I am Slick Nick, the living legend of hair loss, your personal hairline hero, the face of the franchise of hair loss. But now, moving forward, I will also be known around the world as the Red Pill Pusher. Now, what does that mean? Well, you need to look up on your phone red pill meaning, and it will bring you to this. It says, the red pill. The original red pill is a scene in the 1999 film The Matrix. That's the year I graduated high school, by the way. Morpheus offers Neo two pills. The red pill, that's me. The red pill will answer the question, what is the Matrix? By removing him from it. And the blue pill, that's 97% of you, the blue pill simply will allow life to carry on as it was before. As Neo reaches for the red pill, Morpheus warns Neo, remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more. So let's just camp out right there. Imagine that for a minute. Okay? So imagine that you don't go with the red pill. You are going to be removed from the system. You're going to be woke. You're going to see things as they actually are in reality from a new perspective way out here. You're being removed from it. But if you would like to continue on living without knowing the truth, ignorance is bliss, buying into the same system that you've been a part of this whole time. If you would rather feel safe not knowing the truth, but just instead rather more of that routine, then you're a blue pill person. So you can very clearly see, though, what's interesting about this trade-off is if you go with the red pill, then you're removed from the system. Okay? So in case you're new here, I want to make this very clear. Of all of the popular YouTubers that focus heavily on hair loss, and arguably I'm the fourth most popular hair loss YouTuber in the world, I'm the only one in the top 5, and I would say maybe even the top 20, that am very overtly red pill when it comes to hair loss. Let me be very clear what I mean by that. I am the person who says, why are you trying to prevent or stop hair loss? That's a masculine trait. To be an attractive male, you must be confident in yourself. And hair loss, male pattern baldness, is a masculine trait. Why would you not want to embrace that, as so many attractive men have, whether they're famous or not? They're starting to lose their hair. What do? If they've lost enough, they shave it off. They find a hairstyle that works for them. There's one or the other. You work with what you got or you shave it off. And you know that ultimately you're not being judged on your hair loss. In fact, let me show you this list. This is what you're actually being judged. I made this a couple of years ago for the channel. It tells you in reality. Now, if you choose the red pill, you will begin subscribing to the idea that hair loss is not on this list. Hair loss is not what makes you attractive to people. But 97% of you don't care about this list. Instead, you put your hair as number 1, and it's not even in the top 10. You do not give value to the things that would actually remove you from the system and make you attractive, which is what you want to begin with. You want to feel accepted and loved and to feel attractive, right? Hair's not on the list. Take the red pill, you realize that this is actually reality. But 97% of you don't want this reality. You're making it harder on yourself. You're buying into this victim mentality that your looks, the parts of your looks you cannot control, is what people actually judge you on. And that actually, ironically, makes you less likable, because that means you're not putting enough attention on the things that make people actually like you. I also remind everybody that I'm aware that the 97% of you who are taking the blue pill, you are consuming pornography regularly. And that destroys your confidence, which is the number one thing that makes you attractive, yet you ignore that, you hijack that. My theory that I always tell everyone, when you are consuming pornography, that is like allowing yourself psychologically, from a psychological point of view, to be sexually assaulted. Now, that definitely has consequences. That has results. That messes up your sense of reality. And again, it's a very hellish version of the matrix that you're remaining in instead of unplugging from. So there we go. So there's the concept. Now, what I want to do is I want to look at some comments real quick, and because that's ultimately what inspired this video. I never realized exactly when you really imagine what makes this hair loss channel different in my approach is that I truly do not care about my own hair. I've been very upfront from the very beginning. I make these videos for money. I earn $500 a month for making these videos catering to your obsession. And it works. Now granted, I realize that some of you actually allow my help. You realize that these are the things that actually matter, and you realize that there are 5 questions you can ask yourself to find out if you're going to go bald, and it's a matter of best out of 5. And so once you answer these, you basically get to find out for yourself whether or not you are going to go bald. Now granted, I make it very easy for you. I put in the description a link so that you can find out for yourself. No one should ever ask me, hey Nick, can I send you a picture? Will you tell me if I'm going bald? No, you tell me if you're going bald. Best out of 5 for the list. And then, what do I do about it, Nick? What if I do go bald? Look at the 10 things that actually determine this. But see, if you remain in the matrix, you're never going to get out of that mindset, and I'm pointless. I'm useless in your life. You do not need my videos in that point. Just keep on being that blue pill, that 97%, instead of the minority, the 3% that actually takes the red pill. So what I want to do is I want to read to you this comment that I received that ultimately inspired this video today to help me realize that I am truly the red pill pusher. So here we go. I am going to pull up this comment right here. And this really helps make a lot of sense to me now that I realize that this is why my viewers ignored my advice. They ignore the 5 questions. They ignore the 10 things. They want to work in a version of the matrix that's not even working for them. It's victim mentality. Nick Shell, you know what Nicholas means by name? Victorious. Because I find a way to outsmart the system and become victorious, not a victim. So Wings of Chair Squeaking left a comment on a video called Balding Makes You Unattractive If You're Needy and Indecisive. He said, quote, "This is my most anticipated moment in the hair loss community. Hopefully my 200 IQ comment can save somebody who hasn't been listening to Nick and just reads the comments on his videos. There's a book called The Rational Male by Rollo Tomassi, and he's the red pill godfather for men, and he gives very similar advice to men. Nick Shell is the red pill of hair loss." So that's what inspired this. And I love that name. I'm totally going to run with it. And just to contrast that, same day I made another video that received a series of comments that clearly shows that victim mentality, that blue pill mindset that most of my viewers go into. So here we go. The video I made was called, "Should I Get a Hair Transplant?" Never! I'm way too confident for that. So comment, I won't leave the person's name. I'll leave that. I don't want to embarrass them. But they said, quote, "I think if it gives you confidence, I see nothing wrong with it." Talking about a hair transplant. I said, "I agree with you completely. Weak-minded men need it, so it is their right. Nothing wrong with that." He responds, "I don't think if someone wants a hair transplant, it necessarily means they're weak-minded. Having your image the way you want it doesn't necessarily make you weak." I respond, "Anything you believe is true in your mind. Keep believing what works for you. I have swallowed the red pill of hair loss. You have swallowed the blue pill. That is okay." He responds, "Ha, that's a funny way to put it. I agree with your side as well. I just think if you look better or more presentable with hair, then why not get a hair transplant? That's what they make them for." I respond, "No one should ever care what Nick Shell thinks of them. I'm nothing more than some random guy on the internet." He responds, "I'm saying that just in general, some people look great bald and some don't." To which I respond, "That is blue pill mentality, which tells me that you do not value the 10 things on my list of masculine attractive traits. I think it's impossible for you to change your mind. As for me, I refuse to change mine. You're doing what works for you, and I'm doing what works for me." So I end this video by reminding you, most of you are consuming porn daily. You refuse to acknowledge that there is a list of things that make you attractive and that everyone else doesn't care about your hair. You're the one obsessing over yourself. You're the one obsessing over this topic. You keep watching my videos, despite me being very honest that I'm just doing this to make money, which is working. I'm $500 a month from ad revenue. Plus, every once in a while, I'll hear back from that 3% who actually decides to join me and take the red pill. Click the link. You can read more about it and learn how to unplug yourself from the matrix. But most of you are not going to. Most of you will remain blue pill, 97%. Most of you will never join me.